There's railroad tracks coming up.
I doubt you'll feel them.
We're going fast, by the way. Okay, everything else, I knocked my teeth out on that.
I know.
Welcome to TTC Cars. I'm Brian.
I'm Craig.
And right behind me is the Monroney for this car, and you can tell right here it's a 2023 Lexus 9040A ES 300H. If you know what 9040A is, comment below and let me know.
Oh, the 9040A, yeah. I've been waiting for the new model.
Look, this is the Lexus Camry. It has been for years. I'm here to tell you it's never been less of a Camry than it is today. Starting with the nose. This is the Lexus Predator Maw. Part of the reason this logo is so big is to fit the radar sensor for radar cruise control, which works great. And I'm going to argue, put a stake in the sand here, this nose looks better on this than any other Lexus product does right now, including the LC500, because its proportions seem to match the rest of the car.
Hard to argue.
Yeah, the GX, the LX, they're like this, kind of a problem. It works really well here. Moving on, headlights. I liked them. They work great at night, illuminated well, no complaints, auto high beams, really in tune, never bright lit anyone that didn't need to. Happy with that. Let's bring it around. This thing comes with 17-inch wheels as standard. This is the optional 18s, and they are really not much to look at. That's kind of what this car is. It's the theme. This is Obsidian.
Iridium.
Obsidian. Even the name is forgettable. It's silver. But what's tragic, bring the camera in here. This is a really high quality paint job. I'm shocked at the metallic. There's no pearl in here that I can tell, but the metallic spread, the quality between urethane and metal parts, it's impeccable.
You can't tell the difference.
It's like Lexus and Mazda, right? They're like trading punches all the time. And Toyota Lexus has really cool colors. This is like the most not color, no pigment they could do, and it still looks really, really good.
I am told this color does not show up on radar.
Yeah, so rumor has it, when you ping this thing, let's just say you were doing 75 miles an hour, and you hit the radar, it'd probably come back at like 50 or 52, because everything slows down because this car lowers your blood pressure. It's freaking brilliant. I love it. Other than that, exterior-wise, there's not a whole lot to talk about. This is the side. It's the side of a car. That's it. But it doesn't look dumb. There's nothing on here that looks obscene. Do get the rear 3/4 though. I like the chrome that wraps around all the way, shoehorns around the car. That matches well. The spoiler doesn't look like it's tacked on as an afterthought. It looks really well and integrated. I'm happy with that. And I think that it's just a really pleasing car. There's nothing about it that's obscene. There's no look at me, no shouty. It's the most relaxing car I think we've ever reviewed. Moving on to the trunk. Have you met a sedan that does this, like an SUV? I don't know that I have. That's pretty cool. Power trunk release, plenty of room, gobs of room. You've got a pass through.
It's like mafia style rooms.
Almost. You've got tie downs for said mafia activities. You've got a first aid kit. And you've actually got, look at this, old school springs for that trunk lid. Even those are painted. Look at that.
Look, Brian, I'll say this. Look, if I was hostage and I was wrapped up in the back of this trunk, you can't ask for a more comfortable trunk ride.
Oh, especially because it has this. You can just let yourself out too.
Right, well, yeah, that would help too.
Yeah, but anyways, power close as well, just like a big SUV. Let's take it to the front and talk about the power plant. All right, let's take it up front to where it matters, to the roaring, snorting, 2.5 liter non-turbo hybrid Lexus 4-cylinder. Makes a combined total output, including the electric motor that's sandwiched in there, 215 horsepower, which is completely sufficient and nothing more. But what it is seamless. If you've ever driven like a first gen or second gen Prius, and you feel that motor go when it kicks on, never happens here. In fact, unless you have the screen on telling you, or you're just really in tune with the car, you wouldn't know when it comes on and off. It's the most refined hybrid I think we've ever had. Really integrated. And I cranked out in the city 52 miles a gallon. That was hypermiling a little bit, but it can be done. The highway, it's rated at 42, and that's really what we were getting kind of mixed all the time anyways. But that's really it. One more thing I want to point out for those that care. Engine oil is 0W16. You want to talk about thin, that is thin. And also one more thing, back to my pocket. Check this out real quick. Final point of assembly, Georgetown, Kentucky. America. And by the way, that navigation that Craig's going to talk about, designed in Plano. Just want to point a little bit of reference. People rag on Lexus and Toyota for being non-American. Just want to point this guy out over here that was final assembly in Mexico. Just a point of reference. These are getting more American every day. Check out the interior. Craig,
Look, what?
Time to do the interior.
Or not now? I was sleeping.
Yes, come on.
Oh, okay.
Get with it.
All right. Well, let's just start back here. So, as you can tell, this is a very quiet, car. I didn't even know Brian was outside the car. I was waiting for him to get something, and it's just so padded everywhere. Every seat, the back of the seat, the back of the headrest, the handles actually have a little bit different grip, and so you can actually you can hold on to it a little bit better. You get lights back here for your rear passengers. You get a wonderful, nice center console, so you can put your you know, whatever espresso you got when you're driving somewhere. I could be driven in this car, although I don't know that this car is what it's really designed for. It's really probably a good little family hauler is what it is. Yeah, USB-C, they've gotten modern, so they're good for them, but you still get a nice old school, you know, if you want to charge your cigarette lighter. And map pockets on both, even though no one uses maps anymore. So, and then Brian, you get out of the car and you're immediately reminded of the LFA, am I right? I mean,
that's straight out of the LC at least.
Or LC, yeah, LC,
Right.
yeah, there we go.
Legrooms go lower. That's a big deal.
Plenty of, and headroom, even though we've got a moonroof up front. So let's get to the front. All right, Brian, let's get up front, because it's really comfortable up here. I'm going to start it up because it's not going to start the motor, so, but we've got just everything we need. So first off, your phone goes right here and it charges and it's out of the way and it works and it's seamless. And Brian mentioned that UI interface. Let's start there. So I want to show the people this. The people need to see this. Navigation, you can get through the UI, but everybody knows you're going to use Apple CarPlay. It doesn't matter. Audio works easy. You can change your sources. You can pick whatever you want to do. Everything's quick and snappy. Need to change anything in the car, you got the settings right here. You can go to climate. It's really pretty cool. So you got dual zone, you can sync it. You get the climate concierge, which means, this is pretty cool, the climate concierge. You can hit auto on the ball chillers and seat chillers or warmers, and auto on the steering wheel. So it will tell you how to do all that. And then the LFA theme continues. It really kind of started with LFA, and we get these little knobs. It looks like it goes in the Batmobile mode, and you can go forward. One more thing I almost forgot, and I glossed over it. These buttons, very good tactile feel. They seem premium. I love it when you change the temperature, it like scrolls, like it's on a dial. That's pretty cool. I think that looks neat. So that's cool. And then this has to be the best volume and tuning knob in the business. Yes, we get the great UI, so we wouldn't, it's a touchscreen, you wouldn't have to use this, but they give us a volume and tuning knob. So I can turn the volume up and we can get some tunes, and it works. It's a good sound system. But then I can just tune, I can just change this radio station. Look up here, I'm just changing the radio station, no problem. So, and then I can change the volume again. It's just a quiet and comfortable place to be. Your blood pressure goes like this. I think more doctors should prescribe Lexus ES 300s than heart medicine. That would be better for America. Let's get this on the road. All right, Brian.
Huh?
Look up.
Okay.
I know we're actually in a car reviewing right now.
It's awesome.
You're in an LFA, basically.
LFA cluster. I love, by the way, these dials are awesome. I love these
The
dials.
reason it's a digital cluster is because it revs so fast, it's the only way it can keep up.
Okay.
All right, hit it.
Traction off, sport mode on. Load the CVT. Oh yeah, brisk. Look at
Look.
opulence. Opulence is key.
Look,
60.
okay, quit being an idiot and an imbecile.
Look.
Let me, no, you look, listen. That is, here, I want to just go ahead and get out of the way. The biggest problem with this car is it's got a CVT.
Oh, agreed. No one's disagreeing with you on that.
But you made a good point the other day. You're even okay with that. Tell us why you're okay with that.
This is the best, this is the most fitting Lexus product they make today.
Okay.
That Lexus makes. It's the most Lexus out there.
And you mean that because we lost the GS.
Right, the GS is gone.
Which is kind of their sporty sedan.
Right. And so the ES has to fill some shoes, which is why we have so much legroom now that we didn't have before. And also the level of luxury in here is uncanny. Every time I've driven an ES in the past, I mean, I'm talking the last 20 years, or spent time in one, all I think is, well, that's a nice Camry.
Right.
This does not give me Camry vibes, even though I know it's sharing a lot underneath. That's not a jab at Camry, but the luxury level is nowhere near the same.
Right.
It is quiet. It is comfortable. There is not an ounce of rattle or squeak anywhere in here.
There's nothing.
And everything you touch feels wonderful.
Yes, it does. You don't feel like you're stuck in the Toyota parts bin, although there's plenty of Toyota parts throughout.
Sure.
It doesn't.
That volume knob, that volume tuning knob is the best thing on the planet.
It's got the best volume tuning knob.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. The interior. I want to point out, we didn't mention this in the previous interior piece, but this white interior. Someone told me where it's on the door where it's black and white.
Yeah.
That's like the beach, and that's the ocean.
Okay. I can.
And that's
see
a boardwalk. See, that's the boardwalk going around.
Yeah, I like that. No, that's true. That's true. I want to talk about how it drives real quick.
Yes.
It rides awesome, and this does not have the AVS, the variable shock.
Right.
So the F Sport package will give you that. You can also get the V6. This is the hybrid trim, which means it's slow, but
slower. Is 7.6 slow?
Today, kind of, but with what we grew up in the early 2000s and late 90s, yeah, that's fast.
Yeah,
that's up there.
Yeah.
But part of the problem is it feels so slow is because it is so refined. You barely know anything's happening.
Yeah.
That's part of it's not helping its appeal in terms of sensation. But secondly, as we get at, when you deal with a CVT paired with a hybrid platform, talk about smooth. And you want to talk about urban driving and like rolling, stop and go stuff. There's never a jolt on the 1-2 shift. It never happens.
There's no hitch in this giddy up.
And even better, you hit EV mode under, I think it's 28 miles an hour. It's on the EV the whole time.
Right.
There's no MVH to even think about.
It's like driving an electric car.
It's like driving an electric car in those situations. So if you're doing, in fact, this is a better argument than an EV is. Because I always say that if you live in LA and EV makes sense, this will do that most of the time you're sitting in traffic.
Right.
It won't kick on unless it really needs to.
Okay, I can't buy this by itself. This is a 2-car garage car, the hybrid version.
Okay, explain that.
What I mean by that is if I want to own this with a Supra.
Okay.
Is what I want to do.
Okay, I get it. So you're saying skip the V6.
Yes.
That you can get in this.
Right.
If you already have something fast and fun, commit to that being crazy and commit to this being as nice
comfortable
and quiet as it can
and
be.
efficient.
And efficient. Man, you're not wrong. I hate to say it, you're not wrong for once.
If you have to get an ES300 and it's only your only car, and you have to get an ES300,
you can't have the Supra, get the V6.
Get the V6, yes.
That is a great engine.
It is.
And this chassis is hiding a really good platform.
It really is.
This thing's really softly tuned, but we've pushed the Camry, it kicks butt.
Right.
So that's my take on that. If you have to have one, get the V6. If you can get something else fun in the garage,
yes,
I say hybrid. You're going to save a ton with this.
And we don't recommend hybrids.
We don't. But don't buy a Tesla, buy this. This is better in every way.
This makes way more sense.
Buttons, it handles better, the steering's better.
I don't have to plug it in.
I plug it in, you go to a gas station and fill it up, and the gauge never drops apparently.
Look, I filled it up today. I'm gonna put 10 gallons in it, and my range was like 450. I'm like, what
the hell?
Look, you can be a maniac in this and get 33 miles a gallon, or you can be a hypermiler, and you actually beat me in this one, and get 52 miles a gallon in the city.
That's the first that ever happened on the show that I beat Craig on MPG because I have more of an urban commute.
Most I got on the highway was 42.
I got 52.
Still good.
On the mixed city driving.
Right.
That's impressive. I think that's all there is to say about it.
Yep.
I'm really liking this thing. I was expecting to be bored. I'm not. I really am regretting giving this car back.
My doctor wants me to keep this car because of the blood pressure.
It's great. Get off your meds. That's all you need right here.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
All right. See ya.